So in chemical reactions and equation, any process or steps that involve the rearrangement of structure of the substance. That means if two or more substances are combining, you can call them elements, you can call them compounds. When they're combining and there is a conversion of the reactants, means which elements or compounds are reacting, or the structural change is there. So there is some change when things combine, and this is known as chemical reaction. For a chemical reaction, there are certain changes which will be observed, that is the change in the state, change in the color, change in the temperature. For example, change in the state, because we know there are three states: solid, liquid, gases mainly. Melting of ice into water, this is also a reaction. I'll tell you whether it is a chemical reaction or not. Then change in color. If you see rusting of iron in normal life, you might have seen the color changes. The normal iron color changes from somewhat silver to reddish brown. In this case, we have iron, it combines with oxygen along with moisture, and it gives rise to your hydrated iron oxide. So this is nothing but rust. Also, the temperature changes are there. That means it can be exothermic, endothermic. There are two types of reaction mainly. So what are these exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction? Exothermic means heat is released. Endothermic, that means heat is absorbed. So those reactions where the heat or energy is released in the form of of course heat, is exothermic reaction. Those reactions in which energy is absorbed or heat is absorbed, these are known as endothermic reaction. For example, all the combustion reactions, all the thermite reactions, these are the reactions where the heat is produced. That is why these are exothermic reaction. For example, CH4, when it combines with oxygen, it gives rise to, this is methane basically. This is carbon dioxide and water along with your heat. When aluminium replaces the Fe, iron, from this ferric oxide, it gives rise to heat. So combinations are generally exothermic in reaction. When things combine, they are in exothermic terms. The decomposition of organic matter into compost, this is again example of exothermic reaction. In endothermic reaction, you see this calcium carbonate, when heat is being given or some reaction is happening, or say disintegration is happening, this is calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So the heat is produced. Always carbon dioxide, whenever it is released, it is related to the heat production. And the photosynthesis, the most important reaction we know, is carbon dioxide along with sunlight, along with water, this chlorophyll, it forms food for plants, and then it's a kind of endothermic reaction. Evolution, when the hydrogen gas like this or any gas is produced, for example in this, zinc is combined with hydro and sulfur, that is the sulfuric acid, then the hydrogen gas is released. Here we see that this is a say liberation of hydrogen. So when a soluble carbonate, this one, reacts with barium, you see this barium carbonate precipitate will be seen. This is the precipitate. How about changing of state? You might have seen wax, means candle. When it burns, this wax becomes liquid, and then water and carbon dioxide, these are being formed. So wax is a solid, this is a solid, and it produces a liquid form and carbon dioxide in the gaseous form. That means the combustion reaction of wax, there is certain changes in the physical state from solid to liquid and gas. In physical change, there are two types of change basically: physical change and chemical change. In physical change, the identity of the substance, that is the thing, remains the same. For example, if you boil, that means if you boil water, then it will form steam. But if you put a lid on that, say some utensil, heating utensil, that steam will again become water. Similarly, if water becomes, say if you put it in the refrigerator, it becomes solid ice. But when you take it out from the refrigerator, it will again become water. So these are physical changes. When it comes to chemical changes, the actual identity of the substance is going to change. For example, if you see here, this hydrogen is combined with oxygen to form water. Now the chemical combination or chemical composition of hydrogen and oxygen, they are completely changed. The reactants are, these are the reactants, these are converted because there is a formation of new bonds. So this HH, the bond is broken, HH bond is broken, here oxygen bond is broken. This H combines with this O, this combined with this O, this O. So there is a formation of H2O.